Okay, we're here, and yeah, okay, before we even get into the actual thing, I need to address the elephant in the room. The WrestleMania 40.
Ah!
Shut up. Shut up. I am speaking now. This is why I feel like I need a gavel. My birthday's coming up next week. Maybe I should get one. Okay, no, but
Do
in
they
all.
have wood
You can buy
near
them off
you?
Amazon.
Okay, I don't know.
Okay, yeah, you'd be surprised. Okay, in all seriousness, though, um. I want to apologize for losing my cool last week. Admittedly, what happened before we went in, things were a little bit not exactly easy, and going into the actual podcast, things were not made any easier. And I should have just shut the thing down and just finished the rest of my own, or at least removed the madness, because, yeah. But that said, I just want to make it clear I will not tolerate what happened last time going forward. That said, I do feel like trying to cram everything into one batch was a bit too much. Stand and Deliver and WrestleMania. So, I just want to make it announced now that going forward, if there's ever future events like this, in the case of WrestleMania weekend, where there's multiple things, or in the case of what's coming up later this month, both Battleground and Double or Nothing on the same weekend, which still hasn't been, depending on how big the events are over the course of a weekend. If there are two live events, we will consider splitting them up and giving each one individual days. Not only is it less stress to rush through everything, but we have, well, more time to dedicate to this. So for WrestleMania weekend, Wednesday would be Hall of Fame, Thursday would be Stand and Deliver, and Friday would be WrestleMania 41. Think of it as a building up to everything, all right? Hey, this isn't always going to be the case. I'll keep mentioning schedule notes like I always do, but that's it. That is all there is to it. And and with that, let's go ahead and talk about this upcoming pay-per-view that's happening tomorrow. Backlash, aka One More Time, or One Last Time, I should say. Because not only are we in St. Louis, but the hometown boy is getting a match as well. And yeah, John Cena's first appearance at Backlash since 2009, which is hard to believe. And from then, that's when, let's see if I can find it. He got defeated by Edge in a last man standing match for the World Heavyweight Championship. Here, he's going to face off against the man he's faced off against time and time again, over and over, Randy Orton. On top of that, we have a whole bunch of other stuff to get to, but with that said, we got to get to this. I'm Coffee Lover 239. With us, as always, is the guy who wishes
Epic
when.
Man left.
Yeah,
Epic Man left the
we'll just.
server.
Wait, the server? I think he left the group,
And he
not
left the
the.
group. He left the
Oh,
group.
he did leave the server. What the hell? Okay, you know what? Let's just address that off stream, okay? Yeah, with us as always is the guy who misses when John Moxley didn't suck. Dean.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
And our resident jokester Jam.
It's hard to believe that Dean's voice could survive 2 seconds there. I think this is an improvement.
I'm looking for something here. Wait, where did I swear I saved the thing. I'm trying to find the
Can't find a place for my
Nah, here it
thing because
is.
the thing's in the way of the
No,
thing.
I was looking for Jesse's picks here. I was looking for Jesse's predictions. I have to read them on stream again, which, quite frankly,
Can you do it? Can you have? For sometime, can you do it in his voice? Because
I'd
his
I'd
cadence is
I'd
so
rather
lovely.
not. I'd
Why
rather not.
not?
I don't
I
want
can do
to.
it.
No, 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 don't.
Oh, okay.
No, no, no.
Okay.
Especially after last time. All right, let's
All
just
right.
get this shit over with. Oh, hey, look at that. This is the match you all came to see, I think. John Cena versus Randy Orton for the undisputed WWE Championship. Okay, why are we still calling it the undisputed championship?
It's called flowery language.
No, no, no.
Yes, it is.
There is no need for an undisputed championship when we already have a world heavyweight championship.
Dude, if you watch
this.
I know if you watch the new Botchamania that came out this week,
No.
the end bit with them doing too many chefs or too many cooks song, and how many times they had John Cena and Randy Orton wrestling each other for literally 10 years. That was brilliant. These guys are literally been the sun and the moon with each other
Right.
in this company.
Whatever.
Repetition over and
Okay.
over.
Okay. Somebody just check on him in the meantime, but I'm gonna go back to this here. So yeah, but seriously, like I said, there's no reason for an undisputed WWE Championship. It should have just been the WWE Championship after WrestleMania last year. I don't know why we're still keeping this shtick going. In any case, in the main event of Night 2 of WrestleMania 41, John Cena won the undisputed WWE Championship in an unspectacular fashion to become a record 17-time WWE World Champion. Seriously, Travis Scott. That's it. That's all I have to say about that finish. No more words. On the following Raw, Cena gloated about his win only for his longtime rival, Randy Orton, to attack Cena with an RKO. On SmackDown that Friday, as Cena was about to cut another promo, he was interrupted by Orton, who tried to reason with the now villainous Cena, who had turned heel at Elimination Chamber Toronto back in March. And after an exchange of words, Orton challenged Cena to a match for his championship that night. However, Cena declined, stating that the match should happen in Orton's hometown of St. Louis. At Backlash, the match was subsequently made official and was billed as one last time. Whether or not you do think of this as an iconic rivalry, which some people do, some people don't, you can't deny one thing, that definitely Orton and Cena's careers have been pretty damn close to each other and intertwined. I mean, shit, they both went up to the main roster around the same time. They both started
Dude, they've
out.
been binary stars this whole
They
time.
both started out in
Binary stars.
OVW, and
Yeah, they
yeah,
binary stars, man. Binary.
so it was basically only a matter of when this was going to happen, and or when the first time. Yeah, I'll admit they did run it into the ground, admittedly a bit too much. And even in 2017, when I was getting back into the field, I had always heard that it was run into the ground. So when we thought that was going towards Mania, I thought that year in 2017, I thought, oh no, don't do this. Now, thankfully they didn't. But whether them sticking with that or doing what they ended up doing with shit, I'm trying to remember. No, I know who it was who was champion around that point. I'm just trying to remember exactly how we got to that point. Let's see. Yeah, I believe it was Bray Wyatt who was the WWE champion. Because I remember Cena beat AJ for the WWE championship at Royal Rumble in 2017, and then lost it in Elimination Chamber after to Bray Wyatt. Wyatt held it up until Mania and lost to Randy Orton. And yeah, I think you know where I'm going with this. I don't know. Given, well, it is what it is. Shit. Anyways, this match. It's one last time. I mean, I hope these two give it their all. It seems like Cena is starting to lose his in-ring shine. He was never the greatest in-ring worker, but now it's starting to become more obvious because he's almost 50, as hard as that is to believe. So I just hope these two do fine. Diener, who you got?
The greatest of all time, John Cena.
Oh, goodness. Jesse says John Cena, but by DQ, citing, oh god, his influence, the man who interfered on his behalf at Mania 41, you know who. And, Jam.
Look, look, John Cena came into this heel turn strong and then just went flopsome. And, the only thing that would have
Plain
saved it was
rock.
no, the only thing that could have saved this is our current president's executive order. But that's just me making a topical political joke. But I dijack. Him and Randy Orton is like it. That's all they got. And then they have to go right back into Cody, building up to, like I said, that's going to be your main event of SummerSlam. It's going to be John Cena and Cody all over again, one more time. And then the Cena heel turn will be literally like a dry fart. It should have never happened. But here's what I see happening at Backlash to spice this up, which should have happened at the last pay per view. But a certain CEO of the company decided to not affiliate
You mean
himself
a
with this.
certain member of the board?
Yes, a certain member of the bloodline-ish Anoa'i family.
I know why.
So I'm thinking this time around, Cena's gonna play dirty pool in the ring again, but Randy's gonna be like really carrying him. Okay, be first time in a long time Randy Orton carrying John Cena, but John Cena's gonna be up against the ropes, and then all of a sudden, the final boss comes out. It interferes.
Oh, now he interferes.
And then Cena retains because you have to keep it on Cena. You put on a Randy Orton, you're getting into more crazy, Trump-esque kind of confusing non-kayfabe storyline word soup that makes no comprehensible sense. So Cena retains, but with interference.
Oh, brother. Yeah, I do think Cena's gonna retain. I mean, I probably am gonna call he's gonna hold that belt a good while, at least until SummerSlam.
He's got to drop it at SummerSlam, dude. It's the perfect chronology. You have him drop it.
Yeah.
You have him drop it. I'm sorry, but you have to.
But it's like, here's the thing. Does he still need interference or what? Because the thing is,
Of course he does.
well, if all his matches are going to end with some interference, then shit's going to get cliched very, very fast. It's gotten cliched to the point that I'm basically sick of...
Bobby, you shouldn't even said that. It's WWE. What do you come to expect from them?
I don't know,
Anything?
but I can tell... I expect...
False hopes? Them booking people in the right direction? Not everybody's stuck in a Chad Gable holding pattern?
I expect them to do fresh things. I mean, occasionally recycle something.
Have Chad Gable dress up as a luchador.
No, and forget about that.
Come on, man.
No, my point is, if you overdo a certain finish a number amount of times, it gets old to the point where you just start to roll your eyes and think, are you okay there, dude?
Death Riders. Death Riders.
Oh, yeah, no.
Swagger.
He said the Death Riders. I was gonna say I was actually gonna say the Bloodline with all the countless amounts of ref bumps and
Hangman with a lighter. Hangman with a lighter.
Okay, nobody could have foreseen that though. Let's be
Oh,
real.
dude, I saw that coming a mile away.
No.
Dude, dude, if anything, Tony Khan is consistent is basically telegraphing everything, okay? When I saw that video of Swerve going, yeah, I bought my childhood home here, I was like, that thing's coming down. It's going burn down. Tony Khan does this on every major tier storyline on his show. He telegraphs it hard, and we know what's going to happen. He caters to the smart marks, and that's all he cares about.
Anyway, well, in any case, never mind that. The point is, you overdo a certain finish, it gets tiring. Cena's going to have to win something legitimate, or not, and it can just make us already more sour on this heel turn than some of us are. Yeah, I'm going to go with John Cena on this one, regardless of what happens. I don't see him dropping that belt. Sorry, Randy. Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Hogan for the Women's Intercontinental Championship.
Hey, what? Wait, what?
Becky Hogan?
Did I have your attention now?
No, call her. No, dude, have you seen her skin? Becky Jerky.
Now,
That's her name.
Becky Jerky. Here's what I want to say. Okay, I want to say something. Okay, I got something sadder though with this. It's funny that basically now when she said what she said about Hulk Hogan, yet in the grand scheme of things, I can only think of 4 people off the top of my head who are even worse than Hogan, practically. But I don't even know if I should say their names right now.
Here's the thing. If LA Knight was holding Becky Lynch, I couldn't tell the difference between her and the Slim Jims he's trying to sell.
Well, let me see if I can describe it
Am I wrong?
Let me see if I can describe it best without naming them directly. The singer of Lost Prophets, that I already know, we could stop right there, but the director of Jeepers Creepers, the guy who played Pickle Boy and all that in the later seasons, the garbage seasons.
You said Pickle Boy to straight voice.
Shut up. And the other guy who was featured in the Quiet on Set documentary. Yeah, the other one who was in the same tier as, yeah. You know what? I've said more than enough right there. Yeah. I don't even know how to say it anymore. I feel like I've just soured the mood here because of this. But you know what? Whatever. I'm sorry here. But okay, let's just get into this and then I'll get this out of the way. So prior to night 1 of WrestleMania 41, Bayley, who was supposed to team up with Lyra Valkyria for a women's tag team championship match on night 2 of the event, was found attacked backstage by an unknown assailant, requiring Valkyria to find a new partner. Poor Bayley, she's gotten the short end of the stick at Mania way too much over the years. I mean, let's look at her WrestleMania record. What are we dealing with here? Exactly. Except maybe Mania 40, but her win record is like 2-3. First, she was in the Fatal 4-Way Elimination Raw Women's Championship match at WrestleMania 33, which, okay, she actually won that. Give some credit there before they ruined that. Let's see. She was on the 34 kickoff, the WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal, which Naomi won. And let's see, 35. She was in that Fatal 4-Way Women's Tag Team match with her and Sasha against Nia Jackson, Tamina, Beth Phoenix and Natalia, and the Iconics. The Who? Exactly. And we all know how that went, so let's just move along. Then, at WrestleMania 36, she was in a Fatal 5-Way elimination match here for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And let's see. And who won that match? Oh, she actually did won that match. Oh. And then finally, the last thing before this, or no, there's two more. Then she was in a 6-woman tag match when she was in Damage Control with Io Sky and Dakota Kai against Becky Lynch, Lita, and Trish Stratus. And the Legends won. And then finally, Bayley, who had won the Women's Royal Rumble going into WrestleMania 40, beat Io Sky at Mania to win the belt. Okay, so it's not as bad as we thought here, but still, there's been some stinkers and short ends on her behalf, as I mentioned. The women's tag match there, the 36 one, losing to the friggin' Legends at WrestleMania 39, and you get the point. So here again, when she probably could have evened things up, or they probably were, nope, just toss her out. And instead, on night 2, which was one of my younger cousin's birthdays, and she is a big Becky Lynch fan. She once dressed up as Becky Lynch for Halloween. I'm not kidding here, because night 2 was on her birthday. I fucking called it, basically, that I know it's her birthday. A Becky Lynch return would probably be nice for her. And I fucking called it, man. I called it straight up. And I don't know how to feel about that. I really don't. So on night 2, Becky finally returned and won the Women's Tag Team Championship with Lyra, but in a rematch the next night on Raw for some stupid reason, they lost, making that win entirely pointless. And Valkyria took the pin. Lynch attacked Valkyria, turned heel for the first time since 2022, and she was the one who attacked Bayley, and stated that she attacked Valkyria because of Valkyria's friendship with Bayley, who Lynch has had numerous problems with in recent years, of which none have been shown properly on TV in the past year or so. I don't know. Valkyria interrupted Lynch and challenged her that night. Lynch declined like a coward. Valkyria decided to defend her Women's Intercontinental Championship against Lynch at Backlash, who accepted. I hate to say it, but I think we all know the writing on the wall what's going to happen here. I swear they still favor. If it's not Charlotte who's the flavor of the month, it's Becky who's the flavor of the month. It's just those two. Like on the top of the egregious of the four
No, it's more
women.
coffee. Be fair here. It's not even Charlotte Flair, and even in the top or middle of this. It goes Becky. It goes it goes Becky. It goes Bayley. Then it goes Charlotte.
Oh no. That's not what I mean here. What I mean entirely
In chronological order, being featured the most.
Well, still, I'm not feeling that. Like, it's not just being featured, it's how you use a certain person. And the way that they've used it, I'm not feeling it. I'm really, really not. And you know what? I mean, it is what it is. I get it. She's a big star and everything. She's a big fucking star, okay? I get it. But on the other hand, it's just... don't do it at the expense of an up-and-comer, a young, hot talent who's probably still going to stick around for a good while, too. Meanwhile, Becky's pushing 40 here, or close to it, and
Yeah, but here's the funny thing. How did they dress up Lyra at the pay-per-view, the prior one? Like a
I
freaking seagull, dude. She looked like she might as well have been flying over the ring pooping.
well, I
Come on,
mean,
dude.
she
Come on.
technically is the bird lady.
She probably had Nemo in her mouth.
Oh, what the
Get it?
hell?
Nemo in her mouth? The
Yeah,
pelican? You're welcome.
yeah, I get it.
Ugh.
Okay, I don't have much else to add. Dean,
Got Becky. I'm scared of this match. I
I
really
know,
want Lyra
dude.
to win.
I know, dude.
This is the one match I'm worried about tonight. You think Logan and Jay, once it
Tomorrow.
happens, that's gonna be worried? Once it, I know it's not happening at Backlash, but this is a very.
Don't
I'm worried
worry.
about
Jay
Lyra's
Uso's
reign.
gonna be fine. He'll be fine. Okay, Jesse
But
said
yeah, I
Becky.
got Becky.
I'm not surprised. What does Jam say?
I say to a Becky Lynch Slim Jim. Let's be honest here, dude. They have featured Bailey way more than those two other women. Charlotte was very sparing. Becky is only just starting to reemerge, but Bailey has been the most seen due to her stuff with damage control. And when it comes to, it's not a question of being used. It's not a question of being creative used. It's a question of being seen. And Bailey has been the most seen out of those three women of the horse women who got turned into the to freaking New Day unicorns and nonsensical crap. But that's just me. I think this match is purely being done to try to make Lyra whatever her last name is, actually look like a
Furia.
wrestler. When she looked like a wrestler, but much like Rachel Rodriguez, she could be in 45,000 billion wrestling matches. It still erased the fact that she has absolutely no ring presence. She's absolutely flat in the ring, and it's always the other person carrying her. So this match is clearly being done in a logical booking sense. It's trying to make Lyra look like something when she's absolutely nothing. And if Becky Lynch wins this thing, then that means she's going to get into another one of these horsewomen feuds with freaking Charlotte Flair emerges out of nowhere like a Nia Jax out of the ocean, or Bailey for that freaking matter. So the most logical booking to do here is to keep it on Lyra with a lot of ringside shenanigans.
As much as I wish I could agree with you, I don't see that happening here. They always put way more stock in the horsewomen than anyone else, and too many people
I
have
know, but I
suffered
don't
as a
think Becky's
result.
there for the. I don't think Becky's there for a full-time thing. I think she's only there to put over talent.
Well, you know what they
That's the
say, the
point.
more things change, the more they stay the same, and even though the product's better now,
Yeah,
there
it's
are
sort of
still
like her husband Seth Rollins' sexuality, but
oh,
that's just me.
brother, there are still some things that have been done that they will not get over, or at least tease like they may go through with it, like what they did with Charlotte so far this year. So I'm going with Becky Lynch. If Lyra retains, I will be happy. I will be extremely happy. But if not, I'll be disappointed. All right, next.
And I'll just be in the bathroom. I'll be just be in the bathroom groaning during the time. So there you go.
Yes, you will. Okay. Oh boy, it's been a while since we've seen Pat McAfee get in the ring. Pat McAfee and Walter. Yes, I'm still calling him that. You're never gonna stop me with this. I should be blasting Rob Zombie's never gonna stop whenever I do that at some point. Or just in my ways on things, you're never gonna stop me. So, after WrestleMania 41, on the Raw after that, the ring general came out and argued with commentators Michael Cole and Pat McAfee as he thought he was disrespected by them following his loss at WrestleMania, which I'm going to say right now should not have happened the way that it did. Okay? He should not have tapped out like that. He should have passed out in a defying fashion. That would have been more reasonable than
Or at
tapping
least
out
have a
like that.
crimson mask. Have a crimson mask and then pass out. A la
Oh,
Bret
or
Hart,
it's Stone
and
Cold.
Stone Cold.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Would hope you get that right,
would
especially
have been
Rob
more
Zombie.
convincing. It'd be more convincing.
Exactly. Yes. All right, and so the ring general then attacked Cole, which led to McAfee attacking him in Cole's defense. But McAfee got choked the fuck out and went night-night. Subsequently, the ring general was fined and suspended by Adam Pearce. The following week, McAfee wanted to fight this general and asked SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis, who was subbing in for Pearce that night, to lift the suspension. Aldis declined and instead proposed a match between them at Backlash. McAfee accepted. Now, we know McAfee does have in-ring experience. He has had some matches over the years, okay? I may have to look here and just see exactly, but I know he did shit in NXT. I'm trying to remember here
He either
exactly.
was doing ringside shenanigans or he was running away.
No, 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 no. He's had actual matches as
I can't
well.
imagine this guy even being able to use the English language when he speaks, yet alone wrestle.
Well, I believe it was Adam Cole as well. Yeah, there was a
It's like watching.
storyline.
Yeah,
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 at
with Cole.
NXT Takeover 30, McAfee was defeated by Adam Cole because he was feuding with him, and then the Kings of NXT was his stable, which had Pete Dunne, Rich Holland, Danny Burch, and Oni Lorcan, and they feuded with the Undisputed Era. And that ended at TakeOver War Games 2020, in which the Undisputed Era beat Team McAfee, or should I say the Kings
Hmm.
of NXT. And he hasn't really done much, though. He has had some other things here and there. Let's see. He feuded with Baron Corbin. That was
That's not.
where,
That's not even anything.
yeah,
It's
he
not even
well, he beat
anything.
him at SummerSlam 2022.
Every
And to
dude,
be fair,
Baron,
we got bum ass Corbin out of that, which was great. A choir singing in
dude.
that
You
was
mean we got Big
genius.
Lebowski Corbin? We got Big Lebowski Corbin with
No.
Madcap Moss with him. Remember
The
that?
only
He's
thing
going and
the
playing slot machines all the time. Come on.
only thing the choir needed to sing was Corbin has a mangina, and that would just be the cherry on top.
No, it should have been. Why is he still here? Release him now.
Well, he's not here anymore with the company, but that's beside the point.
Yeah.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, and he defeated Austin Theory at WrestleMania 38, challenged VKM to an impromptu match, failed and ate shit, and then, well, he kept getting beat down until Stone Cold interrupted and stunned all three of them and gave VKM the worst stunner ever. Oh man, okay, so there's no denying that he does had matching ring before. And to be fair, if anyone could carry him to a match, it's Guntherish Walter at the end of the day here. Quite frankly, this man could wrestle with a broomstick, for goodness sake, and could put on a 5-star match. Hey, as I'm gonna say in an upcoming review, those Meltzer stars don't earn themselves, you know. But yeah, I don't think there's much to say here.
Apparently, the Meltzer stars are getting better plastic surgery than Meltzer right now. So there you go. Yeah,
Oh
see,
man. In any case,
see.
let's just go. Diener,
What match are we on?
we're on Pat McAfee versus
Oh, uh, Walter.
or you yeah, or Guntherish Walter for ye. Jesse saying Walterish Gunther, Quai Jam.
Oh boy, it's been a darn. I've actually waited. I really like it when commentators get involved in wrestling matches. Okay, people don't like that. People remember what happened with Bobby Heenan got into the ring for the first time on
Yeah,
WWF.
but
Boy,
Bobby
was that
Heenan
a
was
that.
still a noteworthy
Yeah,
commentator.
but he got into the ring and I remember when the Bob Gobbledygooker beat him up. Many people remember that. I do.
Oh really?
So seeing McAfee go back into the ring, I was like, the AEW just started doing this with the whole FTR slash Nigel McGuinness thing. So
Yeah, but
they're
don't get me
pantomiming as much as
started.
WWE pantomimes literally every possible little brand, coolish little new wrinkle of creativity that comes out of the competition or unequal competition, as I like to call it. But I die, Jack. This is a one-sided match. Gunther Walter is going to take his aggravation out on McAfee, and McAfee's going to have his 4,000 big tubby entourage guys at ringside, looking like an army of Stay Puft Marshmallow Men, looking for the video shoot for the next Ghostbusters trilogy movie. But I die, Jack yet again. So this is the easiest. Walter's Gunther is going to win this, no issues.
I'm gonna go with Walter in this one. Oh, hold on one second.
All right, I'll be providing the elevator music.
No, 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 no. You can
Oh,
come.
now we're
Yeah,
back.
yeah. Sorry, other things got delivered here. So, yeah, like I said, Walter, let's go. Oh, what's this? It's a Fatal 4-Way U.S. Championship match. Jacob Fatu, L.A. Knight, Damian Priest, and Drew McIntyre.
That's too
Oh
many people.
boy. Yeah, well, what
That's
do
too
you
many people.
expect? I do think some of them should not be in the same league, or they contended for world titles and should, and some of them should go for the world title. I'm looking at LA Knight, but I have a feeling that everything is just crowded right now to the point where it's not worth the trouble. So I don't know. Maybe something will fix itself. We'll see. In any case, yeah. So at night one of WrestleMania 41, Jacob Fatu defeated LA Knight to win the U.S. Championship in sloppy fashion, might I add. And a day later at night two, Drew McIntyre defeated Damian Priest in a Sin City street fight that was brutal. On the next episode of SmackDown, during the Bloodlines, Fatu and Solo Sikoa's celebration, Knight interrupted, stating he wanted his rematch. McIntyre also interrupted, and after taunting Priest, stated that he also wanted a championship match. With SmackDown General Manager Nick Aldis scheduling a match between Knight and McIntyre later that night to determine the number one contender for Fatu's U.S. Championship. During the match, Priest attacked McIntyre while Sikoa attacked Knight, but the referee only noticed Priest's attack, awarding McIntyre a disqualification victory. But afterwards, Fatu stood tall over Knight and Priest. On the next episode, Knight and Priest faced each other in a no contest due to interference from Sikoa. Following the match, Priest and Knight brawled with Fatu and Sikoa. Aldis then scheduled a triple threat match between the three at Backlash, but Sikoa stated McIntyre should receive a championship match because of the disqualification win. So Aldis made it a fatal four-way, and here we are. I hope this is better than the U.S. Championship match at WrestleMania here, because, ooh, I bet that was featured a lot in Botchamania. I have not watched the newest Botchamania, but hopefully, we will eventually get to it. So, yeah, I don't have anything else to add. Diener?
I got Jacob.
That's what, Jesse also said. Jacob Fatu. Let's say Cry Jam.
This is a very, very cluttered match, especially for a title that still continues to look like what would happen if Oscar the Grouch had moved into a more high-end, postmodern looking trash can top. And I just think there's too many people in this match. This is yet another little bit of charity, and I do mean charity, being thrown Drew McIntyre's way. And I know Drew is probably tired of being jerked around like this, but let's be honest, this guy's getting jerked around more than you can say Miro and or Rusev
Yeah,
or any of
he's
these
back
guys that are going
now.
back and forth. So the most logical thing is this match is going to go all over around the ring, and I do mean around the ring absolutely crazy. But in the end, it needs to stay on Jacob Fatu.
I don't see why Jacob Fatu would lose the belt anytime soon, quite frankly. You just gave it to him
He
not
is
long ago.
eons better than everybody else combined in that ring. That's a sad fact.
I know, right? I mean,
He's a guy who should be in a promotion that's competing with WWE right now. He should be like an AEW, being your top second heel in a bit of an MJF way without the articulation, or just in a British anger streak like in Lucha Underground. So that's where he should be, but he's not.
I mean, fuck, that'd be more exciting.
Jacob Fatu. Can you imagine if Jacob Fatu was like the Lucha Temple champion with all the little medallions? How much of a beast he would be. He'd make Mils Muertes look like nothing.
Oh my god.
So there you go.
That would be sick. Yeah, I mean, in any case, I think Jacob Fatu is retaining. He's going to hold that belt for a good long while until we finally can move him up where he belongs into the world title picture. And finally, that leads us to our last match. Is Dominic Mysterio versus Penta for the Intercontinental Championship. At night 2 of WrestleMania 41, Judgment Day's Dominic Mysterio won the IC title match in a fatal four-way involving Penta, Mysterio's stablemate Finn Balor, and who else was in that match? There's somebody else. There was a fourth, obviously. Braun Breaker, that's who. Yeah, alright. Anyways, and it was Mysterio who pinned Balor. On the next episode of Raw, Mysterio successfully defended his championship against Penta after interference from a returning JD McDonough. On the next episode, Penta interfered in Balor and McDonough's tag team match. That cost them the match. A week later, Penta defeated McDonough despite interference from Balor and Carlito. And later that night, it was announced that he would defend his Intercontinental Championship against Penta at Backlash. I don't think there's anything more to say. Dom finally has an actual championship. Penta is Penta, so we all know how that's gonna go. Yeah, I think we'll be in for some. I think we will expect shenanigans, but we'll see. Diener,
Um, what match on?
it's Penta versus Dominic
Dom,
Mysterio.
Dom,
All
Dom.
right. Jesse says Penta will win by DQ, meaning the title will not change hand. Judgment Day will interfere, and they'll attack Penta. That's what he says. What say you, Kwai Jam?
Uh, God, I think how hot Pentagon started in WWE and getting like probably the best push any Latino wrestler or lucha libre wrestler that has ever gotten since Mystico 8 years ago. Yes, I'm going to remind you about Sin Cara. I'm going to
One.
remind you
As if you
why
didn't
how they've
know.
treated these wrestlers like absolute secondhand thoughts. And this is the best push that any Latino wrestler in this bloody company has had. This is the kind of good push that Santana got when he left Proud and Powerful from AEW over to TNA. He's getting an excellent push too. So he's the second rung on this thing. Now Dominic Mysterio winning an Intercontinental title makes absolutely no sense to me. It's just one of the most idiotic things since watching Dom at WrestleMania try to figure out how to take a luchador mask off. That was too tight. And then doing the excuse of I'm pretty. I'm a pretty people have hard time taking a mask off. Okay,
He's got
just
his
ask the scarecrow.
long, he's got
Just
long
no,
Eddie
just ask the
Guerrero mullet to curse.
no, just ask the scarecrow from the Christopher Nolan Batman movies. Um,
Oh
but anyway,
my god.
um, look, as much as I want Pento to win a title, it's still too early for him, and I hate to say this, and it goes against every fiber of my being to even think that the child of Rey Mysterio would be worth a title right now. This is glorifyingly nothing but more WWE charity being done here to intrigue the wrestling fans who have all got the attention span of a person watching C-SPAN to see the soybean rate numbers on Sunday morning. So I hate to say it, Dominic retains.
Okay, in any case, I'm going with Dominic to retain. Again, it's too early for him to lose the title. You can't just, yeah, you gotta get this under control, and yeah. And I think we're done there. Yes, that's it. We are.
This isn't a blur. This isn't even a pay per view. It's calling it PLE is erasing the fact that this is nothing but a glorified house
Well,
show. This is
whatever,
nothing but a house show.
whatever it is, it's done. Okay, and um, we will be back in about a couple weeks from now. Although Battleground Tampa is going to be the same day as AEW's Double or Nothing, because it's been going head to head with it since 2023. This happened in 2023, and if I could just and I bet this happened in 2024. And because these people, or no, it didn't. It did not in 2024. I retract that. That was a mistake. I screwed up. Sorry about that. No, only the 2023 event was held on the same day as Battle Double or Nothing in 2023, and it's happening again. So I don't know how we're gonna do this. I'll take a look at the list of everything, but the way I see it, I think it's just better to split it up across both days so we give enough time for everything. So likely what's going to happen is on the 22nd, Thursday, 7 p.m. CST, or whatever your equivalency is, we will do that there. And as for the 23rd, that will be the big event, which will be Double or Nothing. And I think it would be better to split it up into 2 days because you know how Tony Khan loves to overstuff us, basically. In any case, that's all for now. Thank you, Dean. Thank you, Kwai Jam. And, yeah, that went better. All
Remember,
right.
everybody, be sure to donate to the Zach Gowen artificial leg
Oh,
GoFundMe so he
God.
can get another new leg that's made out of diamonds. It has lots of gems on it and gets so shiny that people never want to look at Zach Gowen ever again.
Oh, my God. All right. In any case, we'll catch you all later. So, yeah. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Thanks for watching, and good night, everybody. We'll see you in about
Nice.
at least 2 weeks.